I agree, man. It's this is a very interesting time for a lot of young professionals, the guys that are trying to break into the league. I mean, they talk about the career length of an NFL player being like 3.5 years, and obviously the statistics take into account the fact that a lot of guys don't make it past year one.
Hmm.
And we talk about this all the time. Like, why do guys not make it past year one or year two? Is it physical ability? There, of course, it's part of it. But you listen to any pro who's made it 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and you ask them, why do they make it and other people don't? Every single time they say the same thing, man. It's because they were willing to put the time in. They were willing to be honest with themselves about their shortcomings and areas of opportunity, and put in work to fix them. Like, they're just willing to put in time that other people weren't. And
Hmm.
that, as great a job as it is to be in the National Football League, it's a competitive job. And, it's like, you tell your kids the same thing. Hey, listen, if you don't want to put in the time, that's fine. Just understand there's somebody down the street or 2,000 miles away that's willing to do it. And one day
100%.
you'll meet them and they'll beat you. That's a fact of life, man. That's how it works.
That is reality right there. So in terms of this game, we got Jordan. Obviously Jordan Love's going to be the starter, so he's going to be in his third year starting the preseason game, getting a lot of time there. So again, for him, and like you just mentioned, got to use this time, maximize the most of it, and go out there and try to get better. Don't just so obviously settle for set thinking, oh, I'm gonna throw this ball as preseason game, not gonna mean nothing. No, throwing that ball. Not saying that Jordan is thinking that, but just saying that's what he got to have
If
that mindset going into each game.
if you're Jordan Love, obviously you try to get better every day, but like,
Hmm.
I kind of try to put myself in his shoes in a situation like this. You're playing against, you're backing up the league, two-time reigning MVP,
Right.
just signed a new contract, probably going to be there for 2, 3 more years. Jordan Love's, now you start looking, it's like, okay, this is year three. Let me do the math. Oh, that's year 5 or 6.
Right.
Unless Aaron gets hurt. I mean, this guy was a high draft pick, relatively speaking, and you start going like, you almost feel bad for him. Like, are you playing to get traded? Like,
Right.
are you
Yeah, that's
playing to
that
go?
question.
Are you playing to go get that Matt Flynn contract? Are you playing to go get that Jimmy G contract? Or like, what is your purpose here on this team, on this in this situation? Because you got drafted because you have ability. You clearly are being developed by some, what's turned out to be at least a good room, good coaching staff, whatever.
Mhm.
But it's a good room,
Yep.
and you're around the best player in the league day in and day out. But you go like, man, I kind of hope he's playing to get traded just so the guy. I mean, we need a backup, but you go, I feel bad for him. He might not
Yeah.
play till year 6.
I mean, I'm with you. I feel bad for him too. And then that's, when you put that, when you say that, I didn't even think about that. You got to think that way
Yeah.
because it is a business. Other teams are always scouting. There's the NFL scout, that scout for every all 32 teams have that NFL scout where they're looking at players that have potential not only to play but to come off that team that they're currently on. And Jordan Love is in that position. He could be a guy that a team loses their starter, and this is a guy they've been high on since the draft. The year he got drafted 3 years ago. You say, you know what, we're gonna pick him off the Packers. He's not playing right now. We could use him now. We need him because so and so is out. As our starter. So that is a possibility. And like you said, totally something I didn't think about being a player. Like, you know what, I gotta play
We were never in
good.
that position. Yeah, we were never in
True.
that position. But
Yep.
this guy's going into year 3, going like, the light of day is not anywhere near.
Right. And it just with the quarterback position, it happens a lot because there's a misdiagnosis of the current guy, how long he are going to be there. And the same thing happened with Brett when he was playing. They drafted Aaron, and that we already know how that scenario went down with McCarthy and Aaron and Brett, retiring. We already know that. But still, in that same situation here now with Jordan Love, that's where he has to have his mindset. It has to be serious. It has to be business, so he doesn't fake himself out of the potential of what he already has, or what reason why he got drafted first round 3 years ago.